What is up, my little Deinos? Vepsis, your coach of the Helsinki Hydreigons, and we are back for the NCP Season 4 Week 8 battle when we go up against Leo aka SixFtHax and his team being the Durham Druddigons. Make sure to check him out if for some reason you haven't already seen his draft league content, what he has been provided throughout the years. His YouTube channel will be down below in the description. He is someone that I've been followed throughout the years, seen his success and how good of a battler he can be in a draft league format, and I expect this to be a tough matchup. And this is an interesting game in a sense that both of us need to have one more win in order to clinch one of our playoff spots, and I actually have 3 shots of doing it because I am still having 3 more games including this one before the players will be starting, and I just need 1 win out of those 3, and hopefully this will be the one for that. But I'm not necessarily going all out because SixFtHax could be someone that we have to play in playoffs, either in round 1 or deeper in the playoffs, where I expect him to make a deep run and maybe even try to push for the finals in itself. And for Leo's sake, he has this game and 1 other game to be played, and he also needs 1 more win in order to clinch into the playoffs. And then before we jump into the battle in itself, I will leave a timestamp right about now. If you wanna skip into that and you're not that interested of my little explanation why this battle has been delayed and where I have been this time, and why there's also no face cam or layout in itself. So basically, I'm gonna be also covering my free NCC changes while at it, but first and foremost I want to get out of the way why this battle has been delayed, and that is that I have been actually pretty sick when this battle and my other battles for this league and BBR had to be done, and there was a good chance that it could have been the virus that has been kinda messing around the world in itself. I'm not gonna be mentioning if YouTube doesn't like to say that virus's name, but you know what it is by now. Just know it when you have been following what's been happening in the world. But thankfully, while I was sick and I had some syndromes related to it, once I did manage to take the test, it was proven to be negative. So once I was able to get myself healthy, I knew that alright, I should not have it and I should be good to go from here. And that's also a big reason why we don't have the layout or facecam, cause I didn't feel like asking in a last minute my friend SlackOut to do those layouts. So I'm gonna be just making sure that I can get myself back to schedule with my leagues and play this with a little bit more raw footage from the battle in itself and not have the fancy layout stuff. But once we are back at schedule, and especially in playoffs, I will be having the normal layout and facecam on yet again what you have been used to. So now we're gonna be just covering very briefly my free NCC changes, and I made 3 transactions where I dropped Acel, Amoongus and Trapinch for Gengar, Galarian Slowking and also Cradily, and these 3 mons I wanted to pick up for myself, mainly starting from Gengar. And Gengar was actually something that I wanted to draft ordinary going into this season alongside with my Urshifu single strike as the main offensive core, but unfortunately during the draft it got sniped from me, and now that Olivia Sama decided to drop it, I decided to pick it up for myself, especially with the 2 other mounts that I was able to pair with it, and then it started to make more sense for me to take it from there. In itself, Gengar and Urshifu as offensive core is something that I've actually had experience in draft league format in a showdown league that I did, and before this season started I was able to finish the showdown league with those 2, and I was managed to able to win the championship, and I was really happy how those 2 were able to pair together to break down different kind of defensive cores out there. But besides all that, the next 2 that I cover are the Cradily and the Galarian Slowking. Started with Cradily. This was my budget grass type that I decided to go after I gave up on Amoongus to free up some points, and I wanted to provide myself another stealth rocker because I lost my second rocker with Acel being dropped into the free agency in itself. And it can come in handy with the water immunity for our next matchup, which we will be playing versus Ultra player who has the Dracovish in itself. And then the Galarian Slowking is the last member, which I thought will come more handy over Amoongus as a bulky poison type and also as a psychic type, and I really like how it can do in draft league format. I actually seen it a little bit already, how well it can do, and I feel like with the people that are making into playoffs most likely, it will match up better than a Mungus necessarily would have in itself. So I thought that Galarian Slowking, with only costing us 7 points, it was actually 4 points cheaper than a Mungus, and I thought that was a tremendous deal for us. And with the Ghost and Dark weakness that it provides to our team alongside our regular Slowbro already, I feel like I can cover pretty well, especially the Ghost weakness with Type No and Diggersby already. The Dark types can be a little bit annoying, but I do have my proper resistance to that as well in Diancie and Urshifu Single Strike, if I really need it for that. But that's pretty much everything that I needed to cover before the battle, so stay tuned as we are gonna be jumping and see how this is gonna be going. Alright, here we are with the battle with the SixFtHax, and let's see what he's gonna be bringing. He has a pretty tough team to prepare for. He might think I have the matchup, which is pretty fair, but I don't think it's that close necessary. I think it's pretty even from each side, and he has things for me to worry about. And let's see. Let's see what he's gonna be bringing. Like, Tapu Fini will definitely come. Alright, so he didn't bring the Hawlucha, which is good to see. He brought Sneasel instead. And he did bring the Bronzong as well. So Saiga, Tapu Fini, Nidoking, Bronzong, Sneasel, and the Silvally. The Silvally I think is gonna be either Dark or Normal in this match, so probably Normal. I got Saltfest. And Bronzong is probably there for Rock, so I'm glad that I have Corviknight for the Sneasel, which I needed for that. My Galarian Slowking is there to deal with the Tapu Fini. The Bronzong is a little bit annoying because I don't actually pack coverage for it on my Galarian Slowking, but I have other things to hit it as well. But I think I'm gonna be leading off with my Urshifu. So I have a good matchup versus almost everything barring Tapu Fini, which I have a switching for. And we can go from there. But yeah, I need to take advantage of the Bronzong with my other guys like Urshifu and Gengar to break through it. And my Diggersby pretty much can always U-turn while it's coming in on me. And that is pretty much his only ground immunity. So once Bronzong is gone, Scout Diggersby can do good work here. While he does have some priority options as well to deal with it, but this Sneasel I think we can manage as long as Corviknight is around. But good luck and have fun to SixFtHax, and let's see what he leads off with. He leads off with the Bronzong, which is fine for me honestly. And I'm glad I led with this. Now he could be trying to just get up his rocks turn 1, or he swaps into his Tapu Fini. On this scenario I kind of feel like that I can pretty much U-turn for free. Even if he stays in, I can proceed from there. But I'll go for the U-turn to expect the Tapu Fini coming on me. And we can see if he's Rocky Helmet or leftovers on it. If he stays in, I can pretty much go freely into Corviknight and just go from there. He does stay in. He might be Colvo Berry on this, but we do good chunk of him. And now we could see him going for the Stealth Rocks on this turn, but I'll go into the Corviknight just to defog. If he goes for Body Press, we can take that just fine. And we have pretty much been able to weaken it down to the point that if he's Colvo Berry, alright, he does go for the rock straight out, which I don't mind. I can pretty much defog here. But do I need to defog necessarily? I could just also U-turn to keep out the initiative. So the... No, I think I'll defog first. Let's go with my original plan and see what he's going to be doing to us. He sees that I'm not pressure if he kept track of that. So technically he could try to spam Stealth Rocks, but if he tries to do that, I'll just play accordingly from there. It was between U-turn to keep the initiative if something like Nidoking comes in on this turn. But I think I'm gonna be using my Slowking as a lure for it. He does swap into this. And from here, I think what I'll have to do is that I hard swap into my Galarian Slowking, which is pretty risky in itself. But I don't think he's gonna be clicking Earth Power by any means. And I can take it out from there with Psyshock if I need to, or depending on his bulk, I can at least put it in a range of my Diggersby or my Urshifu to take it out from there, but we're gonna be making hard swap into our Slowking, cause I'm pretty sure I can live, like, Earth Power should do pretty much half to us if he's Life Orb. So the combination of the hits that he goes for, I can pivot around from there. And I don't think he's gonna be expecting this kind of swap. He does go for the Thunder, but he misses, alright. He packed that as his coverage. But I'm gonna be going for the Psyshock here. He might expect me to be a Shocka Berry, but he might still stay in and go for the attack. But I'll just attack what is in front of me. If he goes into Sneasel, I can go into my Corviknight and get my initiative from there. And he has to take the Rocky Helmet chip if he plans to stay in. But that was fortunate that we were able to dodge that hit. It was kinda interesting that he chose to run Thunder instead. I guess it's there for guarantee KOs. He does go for the Earth Power. We have the Shocka Berry for this. And we take it pretty well. He's not max special attack, what I can tell, or Life Orb. So let's see how much this will be doing. It will do good amount of damage to him. That's good to see. And seeing from that hit, I could actually swap either into my Urshifu or Diggersby. Which one do I prioritize here? Because I do want to keep this thing around. I think I swap into my Diggersby, so I can finish it off with U-turn. If it tries to go for Thunder, at least I can deal with that. And U-turn should be able to kill this thing. But let's see. He does go for the Earth Power again. We should take this just fine. As we do. That does put us in Ice Shot range, which is a little bit scary, but I think it's okay. We just pivot out here and go for the U-turn. If he swaps out, we gain the initiative, and especially if he goes into something like Bronzo, I can take advantage of that. But if we can finish off this Nidoking here, it would be really good for us, because we don't necessarily pivot around it too well. Which might be the reason he preserved it. Okay, he does withdraw. Tsunade, which is the Tapu Fini, alright. And he's missed his search, so we don't have to worry about any, like, red stock Tapu Fini necessarily. And here, I think I can go into my Gengar. He's Rocky Helmet on it, alright, good to know. Good to know, so I don't have to worry about a reducing bearing out of it. So here, it's either Gengar. We go into Gengar. Now I could make the big ballsy play and go for the Focus Blast. Or I go for the Sludge Wave just to get guaranteed damage, because he could sack the Nidoking here. I think I go for the Sludge Wave. And see what his response to this is. I think it's gonna be the Silvally, but I get some guaranteed damage off on him. As he does sack the Nidoking, so that's okay. So what he was able to do is that he was able to chip the Diggersby just a little bit with that. But that's okay. I do now have to keep my defensive core healthy so that his priority option or setup Psychic doesn't get out of the hand. But Slowbro doesn't have to deal with anything else except the Psychic, so I think it can manage and keep itself healthy from there. As he does go into Haku, which is going to be the Sneasel, which I don't mind. He doesn't have anything really too scary outside of, like, once the Nidoking is gone, to take advantage of my Corviknight necessary. And it looks like that he stayed in, which is perfectly fine for us. But let's see what he goes for. I expect the knockoff, as it does come out. And it did decent damage to us. Do we see Life Orb? We don't. So that did 65 to us. Sneasel. Is that Choice Bandit or not? Into our Corviknight. That looks to be not to be bandit, alright. So that could be like a black belt. Which is okay by me. I'll go for the U-turn to get the initiative. Let's see what he does. I don't expect him to stay in here. He has no reason really to do that. He does stay in. Interesting. Alright. But I do get off my U-turn off on this thing, which weakens it down even further. And what I could do is that I'll go into my... I think I'll go into my slow bro. I go into my slow bro. I do have Rocky Helmet on this, and I don't need my Rocky Helmet for anything else. So I could go for a slow teleport here and see how he reacts, because he could swap out here fearing a Colberry body press, or body press in general. If he does try to preserve this, I should be okay. He does go for the knockout, but we remain a good amount of health along with the region. And we get off our teleport. And now I go back into my Corviknight and click U-turn again. This way, if he tries to let this Sneasel go down like this, it's pretty good for our Diggers, because then only extreme speed from Zygarde can revenge kill it, and he doesn't have the other priority option to deal with it. So we go for the U-turn again. If he does preserve this, we should be in a good shape. And take advantage of whatever comes in. He does now swap out into the Tapu Fini. Okay, so he wants to get that Rocky Helmet chip, but this gives me Gengar again. In fairness, I could have gone for the Roost and saw this coming now, thinking about it. So I do have to Roost versus a Bronzor later on to keep this thing for that Sneasel. But good thing it's not banded, so I have still other things to take it on. But now we just go into Gengar again. We go into Gengar again, and now I could try to Focus Blast if I felt like it on the Silvally. I could try to Focus Blast. But I think I'll go for the Sludge Wave to see if he's... what his typing will be, and what his response to this thing will be. If the Bronzor swaps in, I can choose to swap out into my Corviknight and use that turn to go for a Roost again. But I'm curious to see if he's gonna use the Silvally this, cause I've been expecting it to be, but if he doesn't swap into it, it's going to be offensive set that I have to worry about still. But he does withdraw, so who does he go into? Haku, which is the Sneasel. Okay, so now he lets this thing go down. Which is good, cause now the Corviknight doesn't need to deal with this, and the only thing that I might need it for is the Silvally, depending on its type and coverage. But thus far we haven't had to lose on Mon, but he still has his scary stuff in the back, especially the Zygarde. As he does go into it right now. So now I do have to worry about what kind of set he will be with this. But Slowpoke should be good amount of health to take it on, depending on what he goes for. If he's banded and goes for Crunch, I can pivot into Urshifu and punish him for that play. But we're gonna be going to our Slowpoke. It's pretty predictable, but it's our by far best play. He does go for the arrows. We are at 165. And we go not too far low in our health. So this might not be... Okay, so... yeah, that doesn't look to be super offensive on it. And now I could go for the teleport, or I can slack off. I think I'll go for the slack off to see what he does. If he tries to like Dragon Dance, I could see it being a weakness policy. Okay, he does go for the Dragon Dance. So this could be like a weakness policy, so I have to watch out for that. So I should go for the Psych Shock into Ice Beam. Because he should not be able to two-shot us yet. So I go for the Psy Shock first into Ice Beam. And that should be good enough to deal with this thing. But I will have to see how much this Psy Shock does before I click Ice Beam. But I do expect it to be weakness policy at this point. Why else you would be Dragon Dancing at this point? The other option is Yashi Berry. Both of them can be really scary right now. He does Dragon Dance again. See how much damage we do to it. This is where I would hope to have Psychic instead, but I need to have Psy Shock for the Halucha. Okay, that did about 25. That did about 25. Ice Beam should be able to take you out right now. And he's at +2. So I feel like I have to go for the attack. So let's go for the Ice Beam. Hopefully it takes it out here. He does go for the arrows. Which does a crap load. Cause that was a critical hit. That's funny, guys. SixFtHax has been pretty lucky this season. And he does have the Yashi Berry instead, so it's not weakness policy. But we did a big chunk of our own cause we get a critical hit ourselves. Okay. Now if he gets into +3, we can still live this hit. Once we get our regen potentially. I'll sack the Corviknight, I have to swap out anyways. If he goes for another Dragon Dance, that might be the game, but I have to play this way. He does go for the arrows, okay. That will obviously take us out. He's at +2, I believe. I believe he's at +2. What health will I be with my Slowpoke? 116. That's 57 HP. I wouldn't need... I think Urshifu should be able to live one hit. If he's at +2. No, wait, Slowbro. I think my Slowbro should be able to live one hit. I'm at 116. And he's at +2. I'm pretty sure it's +2 at this point, so I should be able to live this hit. I'm pretty sure I calculated right that it's +2 right now, so I should be able to live it. I'm like 57%. If he's adamant max attack, I should be able to take it. He does go for the arrows again. Slowbro, come on, come through for us, come through for us, come through for us. There you go, Sean! He's able to take out the biggest threat that we have to deal with. Thank you, Sean. Okay. Okay. Now, obviously, when he was Yashi Berry, I could have been a better spot if I Ice Beamed twice. But if it was a weakness policy set, that would have been really really bad for us. Okay, this is the Sil Valley. Let's see the info on it. It's Sil Valley normal. Okay. I think I need to damage this thing, so I'm gonna go for the Psy Shock. Flame Charge. It didn't kill us. It didn't kill us, so... I think I'll just keep attacking at this point. Yeah, I'll keep attacking. Off the chances like a... Sil Valley normal. At +2. How much will you do to... This thing can do a lot to us still. So he probably had a citrus berry on it, so this is pretty scary now. When does Slowbro manage to live this hit? I would have to be at 65 to be able to live another one. Yeah, this is pretty scary right now. I don't know what to really do at this point. I think I have to sack Diggersby. If I would have to guess. Do I sack Diggersby? I think I have to sack Diggersby here. Him having so much setup is actually pretty scary for me, because I don't think Urshifu lives the hit. As he goes for +2, okay, that's... Yeah, now I don't outspeed him anymore. Okay. I could try to go into my Urshifu. Now he does have to worry about a Sucker Punch, I guess. Or I have to hope he's not max attack. Either way I have to close combat. I wish I had Sucker Punch now. Hopefully he overpredicts. Because the way I brought my Urshifu in. But we could get swept by this Silvari right now, cause I don't think I have anything that lives it this at +2, unless he doesn't have max attack on this and he prioritizes bulk on it instead. He does go for the multi-attack. This probably will take us out. We lived on 3. Holy shit, Urshifu. Thank you. Thank you. I don't know what kind of roll that was, but we freaking take it, man. Thank you, hit. My goodness, we have some clutch livings right now. Oh my god. Oh my god. Leo SixFtHax, I'm sorry for that troll, but ironically enough, he has had quite a bit of luck himself throughout his run as well. So is this a karma? I don't know. I don't think I necessarily deserve it, but we take those. And those that have faced Leo and have got lucky, they are probably smiling right now if they are watching this game. But I'm sorry, Leo. It's not like I think he probably deserved to win if that was a roll. I need to check his side that what kind of roll this was. But right now my best play is to go into my... Do I let this thing go down? I could preserve this for differential, so I think I'll swap. And now I have to play fast so I don't let him have the opportunity to win with a timer. I keep this thing in back if I need to go for a big poison jab. As he does go for the training kiss. And here what I could do is that I could swap back. But I don't think I have to. Do I make the swap? I think I'll do swap into Gengar. I think that's how I preserve differential here. He has no business staying in. He did stay in. What does he go for? Scald, okay. We should take that just fine, and I can Sludge Wave here. I'm XP belt, so I should be able to take this thing out. We should be able to take this thing out. And we do take it out, we are XP belt, so that crit should have not mattered unless he had a lot of SPF investment. We did 89% to him with our XP belt max special attack Gengar. And now I can go for the Shadow Ball. If he has a reducing berry for that, so be it. He could very well have for that. Because the... Okay, he doesn't have the reducing berry, so I should be able to take this thing out. And there you go, good game to SixFtHax. We managed to clinch in the playoffs, I believe, with this win. With a 4-0 over him. I apologize again with the roll on Silvally. Depending on his spread, that could have been that a very low roll was able to get myself out of that. But I'll take those, and I can learn from this experience if we go into a rematch. But make sure to check his side out. I'm sure it was very hectic and kind of heartbreaking when that Silvally didn't kill my Urshifu, but thankfully for us, we are able to clinch our playoff spot most likely. If it didn't, I'll just make sure that there's a texture here. But stay tuned for our next battle when we go up against Ultra Player. And until then, thank you yet again for watching. I'm gonna be seeing you guys later.